Hello everyone, here is my capstone project. I chose for this activity to build upon a unit that we have already done in marking period 1. That unit is balance and motion. So I decided to come up with the question, what kind of axle system will make my car go the fastest? So in our balance and motion unit, my students actually had the chance to explore axle systems and how they impact wheels going down a ramp. So in this activity, I had my students work with a partner to create different kinds of axle systems, one with big wheels and one with smaller wheels for cars out of the connect pieces. This activity ties in with our balance and motion unit, as I said before. In prior lessons, students learned about how an axle system affects wheels. Students will then test which axle system worked better to answer the inquiry question. Students will also need to analyze the data they collect to answer this question. How this activity relates to the STEM practices we have been learning about was that students use prior knowledge of what they have learned about the balance and motion unit so far in the previous lessons. I also addressed misconceptions at the beginning of the lesson by reading a book about cars and how to design them in the different axle systems. Students are actively taking part in scientific inquiry within this lesson. Students also have to observe, measure, and question what they are trying to find. So this is definitely a hands-on, minds-on lesson. And this activity also includes the 4 disciplines of STEM. Science is used to observe how the axle system affects the speed of the cars. Engineering is used in order to create the cars and axle systems. Mathematics is used in order to compare the times. And then last but not least, technology is used when students research other questions they may have come up with during the project. How this project relates to inquiry, I chose to include the quote from NSTA, "Scientific inquiry reflects how scientists come to understand the natural world and is at the heart of how students learn." I feel like this quote is so important to inquiry. This activity also allows students to engage in a hands-on, minds-on activity that gives students the chance to learn how they learn best, which is using inquiry. In this activity, students are also collaborating, which is one of the 21st century skills they need. Especially my classroom, I have noticed this. In this activity, students are also observing and experimenting from which they create the data. This activity is inquiry-based because it starts with a scientific question and involves students analyzing the data they collect. I would say this activity is a level 2 structured inquiry because students are presented with the question by me, then they are given the process of how to conduct the activity but are challenged to find the solution. So here is the large wheel test. I did test it 3 times, but I only recorded once. Here was the data, the test results. Here is the smaller wheel test. And then again, I did test this one 3 times as well. So here's the data from that. And then I only did car models with 2 wheels, but you could also do it with 4 wheels. So this is the model of what a 4-wheel system would look like. So after I collected the data, I analyzed it, and in conclusion, the smaller wheel axle system was faster. It was faster because the wheel is less wide and didn't require as much time to go around the axle as it was spinning. So in my lesson plan and in my handout, you'll see that I challenged the students to think about why this data was correct as well. Thank you so much for watching.